Hello, this is Brave. Welcome to my channel. It's been a while. So today I want to go through Across the Timeways, the new expansion that will be released on November 4th to Hearthstone. I'm very excited about this expansion. It looks really nice and there are a couple of very interesting cards. Today I want to focus on my top 10 picks from the community by the excitement of the community. It doesn't necessarily mean those are the strongest cards of the expansion, but definitely the most anticipated ones. But first, let me just give you a quick update on the new keywords. We have two new keywords. One is called Fabled, and this means that when you include a card that has Fable, and usually those are legendary cards like Muradin High King, this means that it comes with a package of two additional cards that are auto included in the deck. So you need to make sure that you have at least 3 spots in the deck when deck building. And for example, in Muradin, those are Avatar Form and High King's Hammer. Those cards are relatively strong. I will have some of them on my list today. And then the second keyword that you probably already saw in action, because there are some cards that are already released with Rewind. Rewind gets you to choose if you want to make the effect once again, because very often it's random, like get to random spells or cast to random nature spells. You can see what is the effect and then you can choose to keep it or rewind it. Unfortunately, there is a very long animation when you do it, and it's quite annoying, to be honest. But I think that the effect itself is quite interesting and definitely something that will require a bit of skill to count the odds. Is it good to keep the what happened, or do you want to try again? Sometimes you might win the game, because if you, for example, the effect is deal damage and to random enemies and you did not hit the enemy's face, you can rewind it and try again your luck. So definitely very, very interesting. So let's go through the list of most anticipated cards by Hearthstone community. Number 10. We'll start off with Lady Ashara. This is a 5 mana 5/5 legendary card for Druid. It's Fabled. It comes with a package of 2 locations: the Well of Eternity, which fills your hand with random temporary spells, and Zinashari, which is summon a copy of a friendly minion. When you play Lady Ashara, their battle cry is choose one: empower Zinashari or the Well of Eternity, and the other location gets destroyed. The empowered versions means that the Well of Eternity will cast the spells twice, and Zinashari will summon a copy of a friendly minion with its stats doubled. The consensus of the community is that while the design is quite cool and the card itself is quite nice and interesting in a way that it comes with a package of locations, you need to be careful with choosing one, because there is this effect of destroying the other location, which definitely will require a bit of skill. The community is not certain if the card itself is strong enough, because it's a vanilla 5/5 for 5 mana. With the downside of destroying the other location. However, there is one deck in particular that will use definitely Lady Ashara, and this is All News Druid, which currently runs Elise just in order to get the location that copies All News. And here it's auto include. You have Zinashari already in the deck. You can even empower it and destroy the other, which reduces the need of card draw. Also, if you don't run Elise, you can build the deck slightly differently because you don't need different mana cost cards. And Lady Ashara will be activating the Story of Barnabas will give you 5 armor when you draw her. So definitely this is an interesting card for that deck. Other than that, I think Well of Eternity might be an interesting deck in more mid-range druid, especially in the late game. This can be a lot of value if you have random temporary spells. They can really swing the board, and very often you have a ramp, you have more mana than 10. So definitely I think this card will see play. I don't think it will be meta defining. So good card, nice design. Most anticipated cards, number 9, Murazund Unbounded. This is a 9 mana, 8/8 dragon with a battle cry. At the start of your next turn, set this minion's attack to infinity. The first time we have infinity in the flavor text, and probably part of the reason why this card is so hyped. Definitely, if you're planning to OTK your opponent, this is a perfect answer to all your calculations. Do I have leaf or not? Yeah, infinity is always bigger than your opponent's health, definitely, even with a lot of armor and health from leeches. However, the battle cry only says that it's next turn, so Murazond has to survive one turn. And that's why some people in the community say this will not see that much play because of how, first of all, it's very costly. It's 9 mana, so basically that's all you do on turn 9, or even if you have 10 mana, you don't have much mana left. The second point is most likely this will just die. It will be instant. I need to remove this minion from the board at all cost, otherwise I will die. So basically 9 out of 10 cases you will just be removed from the game by your opponent. However, if you're running a control deck and you know your opponent is running out of removal tools, then this is a nice finishing touch, because then you can just finish the game instead of going into fatigue. So I think it will see a bit of play. I don't think this will be a meta defining card. Most anticipated cards, number 8, we have Timeways Warden, and probably if you're seeing this card for the first time, you might think that maybe this is a custom Hearthstone design by some players that like to design cards. Because of the battle cry, imprison an enemy minion, it goes dormant for 10,000 turns, therefore awaken it. That's an interesting design, to be honest. On one hand side, you can lock an opponent's minion for 10,000 turns, effectively making it dormant permanently until they kill your Timeways Warden, which is interesting. I think this will see some play. The second thing is that potentially you can bounce it back, imprisoning the enemy minion forever, taking one of the 7 slots of your opponent, which some people call unfair and terrible design. I think we don't see it yet, but there might be some deck in the future that will have this problem, that because of this card you will bounce it back, you'll lock the opponent's board, and therefore locking them from the possibility of playing any minions, and this will be a very frustrating way to die. I don't think it's a great design. I don't think this card will see a play, but when it does, I don't think anything good will happen. So I don't like this card. Most anticipated cards, number 7, and Muradin High King. This is definitely one of the strongest, if not the strongest, Fabled card in the set, and one of the strongest cards in the set at all. At least according to the community, the hype is real. Many people expect Shaman to be back on tracks. Currently, we don't see that much Shaman. So Muradin High King is a legendary 5 mana 3/2, which is not great. Fabled, Rush, Battlecry. Bring the High King's Hammer to me. Devrel added to your hand. And High King's Hammer is a 6 mana weapon with 3 attack and 4 durability, with Wind Fury, and the Devrel shuffle this into your deck with +2 permanently of attack. And then we have also Avatar Form, a spell. Give a friendly character +2 attack, and after this attacks deal 2 damage to all enemies this turn. So let's consider this. If you have 9 mana and you have High King's Hammer and you have Avatar Form, and you play the weapon and you play Avatar Form on yourself, you can deal 14 damage face to the opponent and 4 damage AoE, which is a super strong case. Also, the King's Hammer, if the Devrel shuffle this into your deck, means that any ways of destroying the weapon doesn't help your opponent. They only delay the game. Only freeze will help in this case. Potentially you can swing for 6 attack every turn, almost every turn, which is really annoying for the opponent. I think this might see a lot of play. I think this might be actually quite strong, especially if you support it with some support for weapon and maybe, I don't know, pirates, for example. It can really be a very meta-defying deck. So let's see, but I have high hopes for this card. Next up, we have number 6, Broxigor. Broxigor is a Demon Hunter minion, legendary, 2 mana, 12/12 with Fabled and with Charged. Start of game, disappear, kill all 4 demons from Argus to reappear in hand, and then it shuffles the first portal to Argus. This portal will summon a 1/1 for your opponent. When this demon will die, then you will have another portal shuffled into your deck, then another demon will reappear, and then so on and so forth. So basically, this is very conditional. You need to draw specific cards, and then you need to destroy specific demons. For me, it sounds quite clunky to get it, and then even if you get it by, I don't know, turn 9 or turn 8 or maybe turn 7, 12/12 doesn't necessarily kill your opponent, and in the meantime you already lost some tempo because you had to kill those demons in the meantime. And what if they have taunts in the way? That doesn't help much. So I'm not so convinced this will see that much play. Probably people will experiment with it. It's a cool concept, probably also attached to the lore of Demon Hunter, hunting demons, and here you have 4 demons to be hunted. Also, there is some disruption because, for example, what if you draw the portal and your opponent has a full board? Then the demon will not be summoned, so no luck, unfortunately, and so forth. So it can be disrupted, and it doesn't necessarily make you win the game. If it was 30-30, yeah, probably that would be just end of the game. But here, not necessarily. Another card is number 5, Time Looper Toki, which is a legendary from Mage with the battle cry, get 4 random spells from the past. When you play all 4, get another Time Looper Toki. So technically we're talking about infinite value. There is a strong randomness around it because you get spells, random spells, and from the past, which probably not all Hearthstone players know all the spells from the past, so you never know what you can expect. Sometimes you have spells that you cannot play because, for example, they require minions on the board or so forth. So probably this is a nice design, I would say. People are praising that it's a quite nice design. People are worried that they will not be able to play all 4 cards and get another Time Looper Toki. Probably it will see play. Still, it will see play. Like Quest Mage currently is not the best performing deck, but people play it because of this randomness. Sometimes you will lose, but sometimes you will win in a spectacular fashion because you will get the right 4 spells and then you will play Time Looper Toki again. And I think for streamers and people who create content, this is exactly what they need. You can really play this game. Randomness is a part of Hearthstone, always has been. So I think, yeah, kudos for Team 5 for including such a cool design for Mage again. Number 4, Medivh the Hallowed. This is a legendary priest card, 10 mana, 7/7 Fabled. It includes Karazhan the Sanctum, which is a location with 2 pings, and it will summon 2 random 8 cost minions. And then it includes a weapon, Atish of Great Stuff, which is a 1/3 weapon that costs 10. The package itself, that's 30 mana, right? But you just need to play Karazhan, for example, and then Medivh costs 0. And then if you have Medivh, then the Atish costs 0. So potentially you can play all 3 in the same turn. That would be a huge, massive swing turn. However, it's turn 10. So unless you get some discount, either on the minion or weapon or the location, and you have all cards in your hand and you survive until turn 6, 7, or 8 when you play it, that's not enough, I think, to see huge play. But people will definitely experiment with it. Some people praise it for the flavor and that this Colossus or Titan vibe. Some people criticize it for the high cost, and probably by the time you will play it, you'll be already dead. So yeah, people are not that happy with this card, I would say, but still excited to see some experimentation with it. So let's see what future brings. Number 3, we have Rogue, legendary Garona half-orc scene, which is a Fabled and Battlecry. If your opponent is holding King Lane, destroy him and cut their health in half. It comes in a package with the Kingslayers. After your hero attacks, both players draw a legendary card, and King Lane, which is start of the game, hide from Garona in the enemy's deck. Battlecry, draw a card and shuffle this back into your deck. So basically you're giving your opponent a card that they cannot play effectively. But on the other hand, they need to play it, and because if you have Garona and you will play her, their health will be cut in half. So yeah, very, very interesting design. I think very cool design, one of the most interesting designs in the set, and that's why people are hyped. However, people are also noting that the trade-off and the reward is not necessarily that great, and if, for example, they have 20 health, you play Garona, it's only 10 damage. So yeah, we have cards that can deal more than that. And besides, it's conditional, so they have to have King Lane. Yeah, so interesting card. I think people will experiment with it, definitely, but I don't think this will be the best card in the set. And then number 2, we have Time Thief Rafam, which is a super interesting card. I'm very excited about this card. It's Fabled. Your deck size is 40, but has 10 Rafams. And Battlecry, if you play the rest, destroy the enemy hero. So basically it works like the wheel of death. However, this is more proactive because you can play the Rafams. You have ways to draw cards, so probably you will have Rafams in your hand, and there is a lot of synergy between them. Like Defra will draw a Rafam, give Rafams in your hand +2/+2. The next Rafam you play costs 3 less. Discover a Rafam from your deck. Gain 5 armor. If you control another Rafam, gain 5 more. Deal 6 damage to all minions that aren't Rafam. Then we have Taunt. Battle Cry. If you're holding another Rafam, and yeah, you are, summon a copy of this. Then costs 1 less for each Rafam you've played this game, which is the Giant, of course, which I like the most, I think, just after the Murloc one. And then the 9-1 is Archmage Rafam, Battle Cry. Transfer all minions that aren't Rafam into 1/1 ship. So probably, unless you're playing a mirror matchup, all of those cards are really great. And I think the whole package is fantastic. So I think this will be really meta defining alongside the Shaman card. And I'm really looking forward to see how this works in action. Before we get to number 1, I have a couple of notable mentions. I've picked a couple of cards that I didn't include in the top 10, but still they are very cool cards. Misplayed Pyromancer. Whenever you shatter a card, deal 2 damage to all enemy minions. Nobody knows what shatter means because this is a keyword that doesn't exist. But hey, we're in an expansion that defies the laws of time. So yeah, they could do it. And kudos to Team 5 again. Royal Informant, a rogue card that has Battle Cry. Look at the rightmost card in your opponent's hand. Either get a copy of it or increase its cost by 2. This is an important one. It can really disrupt your opponent. And we always need to make sure that knowing what cards are in your opponent's hand is a really, really important knowledge. So yeah, this could be a really interesting card. Divine Augur, 5 mana, 5/5, Battle Cry. Set the attack in half of every minion in your hand to the higher of the 2 stats. I think this card will see some play, and we might see some hand buff, or basically buffing attack and health of the minions in the priest. So interesting. Then we have a legendary warrior card, Chronoloord Epoch. Destroy all minions that your opponent played last turn. Yeah, what control deck doesn't want to include this card? Come on. Then we have Chroma Chiller. You no longer draw cards at the start of your turn, but this is a 4 mana 8/7, quite strong. I don't think this will be that impactful. I think people are hyped, but I don't think. I mean, in 2025, 4 mana 8/7 doesn't impress anyone. Then we have 4 mana 2/1 Tank Engineer, which has a Divine Shield and a Defral. Summon 7/7 tank with Divine Shield. And when I see this, I feel like the cube will be very, very happy to eat it on turn 5, so the following turn. And even if your opponent does deal with the 4 mana 2/1 with Divine Shield, hitting it twice, then the cube will eat 7/7 with Divine Shield. And yeah, the problem still persists. So I think this is a good card. Then we have Krona, Keeper of Eons, the Druid Taunt minion, legendary, 6 mana 4/7, Battle Cry. Set the cost of the bottom 5 cards of your deck to 1. And this is a pretty cool card, and I think we will at some point see this a lot, and yeah, people will complain a lot. Then we have 7 mana legendary neutral Chronoloord Deus. Your battle cries, Defrals, hero powers, and end of turn effects trigger twice. I saw a post saying that Insidious with this, and there is this crazy combo that you could potentially do with this card. Yeah, definitely. This is a card that at some point we will see a lot of it, and people will complain about it, and it will give us a couple of very cool interactions. Definitely a card from when you play this, your opponent wants to destroy it at all cost on the following turn. So those are the notable mentions and most anticipated cards of Across the Timeways expansion. Number 1, Ask Eternal Reaper. This is a legendary from Death Knight. Battle Cry, give your hero Death Rattle, spend up to 20 corpses to resurrect with that much health. This is basically Ice Block, and this is a card that you can play at any point of time in the game. You don't have to have any corpses, but when you play it, you have another chance. So they need to kill you, and depending on how many corpses you have, they will still need to deal that much more damage. So this is a lifesaver for many decks. I think this is an auto include in most Death Knight decks. Maybe you will need to cut one corpse explosion, but the longer the game lasts, the more corpses you will have. So definitely one of the strongest, if not the strongest card in the expansion. So for me, the warrior, the warlock legendary, the Death Knight legendary, and the Shaman legendary, those are the strongest cards, and I'm really looking forward to see them. I think overall the cards here that I went through, those are pretty interesting and pretty nice cards. I think this expansion looks much better than the previous ones, the two previous ones. I'm very excited. I hope you are excited about the expansion, and as always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, please follow me on Twitch. Write down in comments which cards you are the most excited about in this expansion.